Ray Dalio explained how the market is in a bubble and how it will behave in comparison to the bubbles in the past. Dalio said that there were 6 things that made a bubble. You know how high are prices related to the traditional measures of prices is a consideration. For example, RPE is high or yields low and that kind of thing, that's a consideration. But it's not what we mean by a bubble. Let's say for example, you can have prices high, which means returns low, and you can have that go on for a very long time. That doesn't mean a bubble pops, but still it's an ingredient. So for example, let's say if we were to take the bond yields are extremely low levels. So think about bonds as having a multiple. The multiples of bonds are like 75 times earnings or something, that depending on what bond market you are operating in. So when stocks compete with bonds, they are competing with low returns. So it's not unreasonable to think that the stock market could have a multiple of 50 times if bonds have a 75 time multiple, and that means a low return. So that's one of the considerations, but it's not all. The second is prices are discounting unsustainable conditions. So unsustainable starts to be part of this picture of a bubble. Unsustainable means that by the nature of the buying, whoever is doing the buying and how of that supply demand, that means that won't be sustained and that produces a correction or price is going down. Then there's this speculative element number 3. So one of those measures of the speculative elements is new buyers in the market. They are attracted in the market. It's the sort of thing where you go to a cocktail party and people who are never involved in the thing are investing in it. And that could be tech stocks and it could be retail estate and whatever, as per Ray Dalio. But they are drawn in and that there's a big bullish sentiment. So everybody wanting to not have these things makes you feel dumb. Number 5 is big purchases. Forward purchases, like if somebody is buying apartments that they don't own because they think that the apartments are going to go up, or back in the days where we traded a lot of commodities. We would watch that those who used commodities would, rather than buy from hand to mouth, they would get a lot of forward coverage. In other words, buy inventory to protect themselves against the prices going up. As we have recently seen in commodities, when they go from not having forward coverage because prices went down and they kept falling, people don't want to own it too, and then when it is going up, they say we want to be protected against it going up. That movement causes a lot of buying and so on. So buyers that have extended those forward purchases are an indicator. We are in a bubble. The stock is in a bubble. There are different stocks. Some are in bubbles, it seems, some are not in bubbles. We are breaking down the bubble and that's likely to continue. But being in a bubble, one of the things is bubbles can expand and contract, and the timing is a big issue. When you have a lot of debt, like we have a lot of debt now, and there's a lot of increasing debt, and there's the hitting of zero interest rate. In both cases, there's the printing of a lot of money, and that's a key element of the bubbles because they have a lot of liquidity that comes into the market. Then there's a lot of throwing around that money in terms of bidding up all sort of assets. So a lot of liquidity, a lot of debt, financial debt, monetization makes for a classic bubble. Other items are new IPOs with, particularly if they have no earnings, high price to revenue, or in many cases, no prospect of making money. Those are bubble considerations too. So you can't say the stock market is in the highest bubble. You can't even say that it's necessarily in a bubble. You have to distinguish which stocks are in a bubble or have been in a bubble. From those that are not in a bubble, there are a lot of stocks that are not. And that bubble is a little bit like the bond market's bubble. So guys, this is a short representation of Ray Dalio's views. What's your opinion upon his views? Please let me know it in the comment section below this video. Also, most important thing, like this video, share it and subscribe to this beautiful channel if you want to receive more such videos on a daily basis. I'll catch you in my next video. Till then, bye bye and have some fun.